Welcome, everyone. It's good morning to you, Jesper, in Hawaii, and good evening to me here in Denmark. Jesper Svensson, you are with me here in the sixth pre-race video for Kona. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Lasse. Yeah, it's awesome to be here in Hawaii again, and
Yeah,
feeling in good shape. So I'm excited to race on Saturday, and also
and
excited to see the women's race on Thursday.
yeah, exactly. And maybe take a few notes what not to do, and get a few tips there.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I will be
Yeah,
standing in hot corner there when they are coming up to
yeah,
Kuhani Highway there and see how it is
exactly.
on race day there and
Yeah,
if they are going all out in that corner or if they
yeah.
are breaking something.
But you said in the beginning there that you felt pretty great. Maybe that's a bit of an understatement because there was this famous test swim yesterday, and it's a race on the race course, but it's that's a limited edition. So there's also some people who swim outside of competition. But for the people who signed up, and I mean that's some of the best guys, you absolutely crushed it. Like 48 minutes. It's not quite Lars Jorgensen time, but it's pretty up there. Have you been swimming extra much lately, or are you just super good non-wetsuit?
No, I've been swimming a lot, because it will be a big swim group this year, and
Yeah,
I will like to come up in the group there and don't be killed like I
yeah,
was last time I was here on Kona.
yeah,
So yeah, I've been swimming good, and yesterday was a good test just to have the 48 minutes big push, and they will. Have all the buoys out on Wednesday. So it
yeah,
was a little bit hard to sight yesterday. So
yeah,
I think we will come down to 47 minutes, I think,
yeah.
in the first pack there. So
Did
yeah.
you feel? But I can. If you look down at the line, there are some people like Florian Angert, some of the Australians who usually go super fast there, and you put like 30 seconds, 1 minute into some of these guys. Weren't? Do you think everybody just went for it, or did some of them, save some energy for race day? How do you feel?
uh, you never know, but
No.
I think somebody was pushing it
Yeah, yeah,
yesterday, and I pushed it
yeah,
not all the way, but I had it under control, and
yeah,
if I have one of those kind of swim on race day, I'm very happy.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Um, let's talk a little bit about. I know you've been with Coach Frank for many years, and Frank is a guy who really knows Kona. He's really split that race up to tiny bits and know exactly what to do and when to do it. So if we your tape a week here, if you can explain that in the next few days, what does it look for you?
I've been training a big amount of volume since
Yeah.
I was in Dallas to
Mm.
race there. So I had a little bit of taper before Dallas, and then I had like 2 days
Mm.
easy when I come here to Hawaii, and
Yeah.
then I've been doing a good block of training volume and also a big load of like high intensity. So yeah, the body is
Yeah.
feeling very good. So this week is just try to freshen up the body because Hawaii is
Yeah.
that hard kind of a race. So yeah,
Yeah.
easy day today. Tomorrow is the last hard push on the swim,
Yeah.
and Wednesday we always do 3 days to race exercise with
Mm.
a hard bike and a hard run.
Mm.
So that's like the hardest thing we are doing.
Exactly.
And then on Thursday we are watching the women's race and swimming a little bit. And Friday we are just checking so all the equipment and
Yeah.
stuff is good. So yeah.
That's going to be absolutely perfect. You've had a really intense, what do you call it, year of racing full distance. And if we just run through it, actually, the first thing you did this year was going to South Africa. And I believe that was one of the races you had a really good chance of maybe not winning exactly. We have people like Joe Skipper on the start line there, but with your swim, and South Africa is known for its very, very hard swim course. And of course, what happens? They cut it down to basically nothing. So we have a huge draft fest there. So was it? Did you? How was you feeling about that? Because I think you came away with 10th, and that was normally a place where I think you should have podiumed at least.
Yeah, like when I was there last year also in South Africa, I felt really in a good shape, and also they were cutting the swim there again.
Yeah,
So if you are not so good swimmer, go to South Africa and race
yeah,
there. That would be perfect. But for me, like I need to have the swim because
yeah,
yeah, my strength is the swim and the
yeah, yeah.
bike. So yeah, but I I can say like I had a good training race there down there.
Mm,
I tried some different tactics
mm,
and stuff like that. So I was going away with Skipper in the end of the bike just to like
mm,
see if I can push really hard like the
yeah,
last 40K on the bike, and then that felt good. And then like on the run, I was yeah, it was not the greatest run I've had, but
mm,
yeah, it's hard to travel
yeah,
like over 24 hours and try to like be on the top like a couple of
yeah,
days
exactly.
later. So yeah, so yeah, that was like the first race of the season.
Exactly.
So
And then we had Texas, and of course Magnus, he pretty much stole the show there. At least here in Denmark, he did. But even though you might have flown a bit under the radar there, you came away with third. A really solid, balanced race there. Finished off with I think a 2:51 marathon. So you must be super satisfied with that one.
yeah, but like the feeling there, it was not great. Like my
Okay,
swim
really?
was, yeah, I had like a good first 1,000 meter, and then I was
Yeah,
struggling the whole way
yeah,
to the start of the bike, and
yeah,
then on the bike, yeah, Magnus catched me pretty early, and then like I tried to stay with him, and then I had like some cramp in my my back side of the yeah, the hamstring, and
yeah,
I couldn't push as I wanted to, and then I was like, oh shit, this is not
yeah,
so good race, and
yeah, yeah,
I was just cooling myself, and like yeah, just tried to get to the run, and then the run it was just going awesome. So
yeah.
yeah, so like I think the worst feeling of a race this year was in Texas, and
Okay.
there I did my best pacing strategy. So
Yeah,
like yeah, sometimes when you don't have the fear of the distance anymore, you are just racing the other guys, and
yeah.
like you need to have the pacing into the race also. So
Exactly.
yeah, so
So,
yeah.
8:08 on your maybe not your best day, but some one of your worst day. That's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was happy with it, and also like a podium and a
Yeah,
Kona slot. That was yeah,
yeah,
that was a good
exactly.
deal
But
for
but
that
but
day.
what kind of a deal did you make with Coach Frank there? Because Des Moines is one of the newer Ironman on the circuit there, and of course we also had a lot of guys going to St. George around there. So maybe there was a chance for a good spot there, and you absolutely hammered it in St. Moines there, or what do you call it, in Des Moines on the swim. I think you did a 4:12 bike split, and then you absolutely blew up on the run. It looks like on the
Yeah,
stats.
yeah.
Yes, but what happened there, and why did you decide to do an Ironman again so soon after?
I didn't have like the best race in South Africa. I didn't have 100% from the body. So
Yeah.
also in Texas. So like my recovery after those two races was very fast, and I could
Okay.
come into training. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just felt like my shape is still there,
Yeah.
and I'm not tired in my system, and so
Yeah.
I just like yeah, let's go there and see how it will be. And there I just like was racing the other guys again, and
Yeah.
like yeah, no pacing, no
Yeah.
pacing. So yeah, I was feeling it already in the end of the bike. I was
Yeah.
having cramp in my inner thighs. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was not a good race. And also like the weather was switching. Like 2 days
Oh.
before, it was like 50 50% in humidity.
Yeah.
On the race day was like 90. So
Okay.
yeah, I was not prepared for like a hot race there.
Okay.
So yeah, so I was overpacing myself and just tried to get as best as possible. So
Fantastic.
yeah, yeah. So it was a hard
Um,
run.
you actually you did a few short races. You became a Swedish champion on the middle distance, leading into Kalmar. And I have to talk to you about Kalmar because I don't know if there's something about you, of course, being a top guy in Sweden, coming there on your home turf, but you actually decided to go out of the race after T2 in first or second position, like really close to Mr. Alistair Brownlee, like this total legend of the sport. So was that a strategic move, or why did you pull out of Kalmar?
No, I tried to run. I
Okay,
was
really,
good
yeah.
in like 12 to 20K on the run,
Okay,
but then like the heat was catching me there
yeah,
also. I was hammering the bike. I
yeah, yeah,
heard of some guys we did silly watts.
yeah,
Like yeah, the bike was really hard. So
yeah,
like also I think Peter Hemrick was the smartest guy
yeah, yeah,
in the group there. He was just pacing himself and waiting for the run all the
yeah.
time. So yeah, I was. It's a bit tricky in the island. No, not on the Öland part, but on the big island of
Mm-hmm.
Sweden. It's a bit tricky there. So in the
Mm-hmm.
end, I was just going to the front and kept my pace, not like
Yeah,
overpacing. So when I started run, I had like 1 minute to Alistair. So
yeah,
I just wanted to yeah have a try with it, and also like yeah, they were not prepared for the heat it was in Sweden that time of the year, Kalmar. So they didn't have any ice or so,
okay, yeah,
on the aid station and stuff like that. And it was like 25 to 30 degrees and also like
yeah,
90% humidity. And that's not
yeah.
common in Sweden the
Nej.
20th of August. So I was overcooked there
Yeah,
also. So
okay,
so now I've been starting with this core body temperature, so I
yeah,
can measure a little bit where is my yeah peak is going. So that's been working pretty fine. So
yeah.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
So
something you've been working on since Kalmar?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
It,
yeah,
so that's maybe leading a little bit into my next question because you also raced Kona in 2019 and you had a pretty good race until you didn't have a great race anymore and you really start cooking on that run. Actually, it was not super terrible, but if you do a like 3:30 marathon in Kona, you are pretty sure to end up way down in the
yeah,
back
yeah.
there. But do you have a slightly different approach this time around? Maybe you talked a little bit about cooling strategies. Maybe try to pace yourself a little better. Just have you some thoughts you can share on that one?
Yeah, of course. Like when you're racing in cold weather, you can just go. It's like
Yeah,
nothing that stop you, just like a tiredness in your body.
yeah,
But in this kind of hot races, you always have your core temperature to,
yeah,
yeah, take care of. So I think I'm very sensitive. Like when my core is going over
yeah,
1 degree temperature, then my whole body is shut down. I have
yeah,
like a high pulse, and it's just
yeah,
like I'm totally done, and
yeah,
it's so hard to like switch it
yeah,
on especially on the run. But if you are overpacing it a little bit on the bike, you can switch it. You just don't can put that
yeah,
much power in the watts anymore. But
yeah,
yeah, for this year, I've been me and Frank have been putting up a good strategy and pacing plan. So yeah, like the swim is always good to be in the front pack, and also
hmm,
like when I saw St. George there when there was like a front pack with 5 guys,
yeah,
I think it will be like maybe 10 guys this year.
yeah,
So going away, so I will try to stick to them and also like not overpacing myself. Don't take. I have nothing to prove. I'm 73 now on the PTO
yeah,
ranking, so
yeah, yeah,
I have nothing to prove. I'm just here to do a good race. So
yeah, exactly.
I will
But
stay behind and just like yeah. Yeah,
and
good
and
work.
and, and,
I'm
and feel
no
the pace.
favorite.
I,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I can't recall. There's been that many guys. We can just run through. It's like if you mention here, Florian Angert, we have Daniel Bækgaard, Max Newman, Laidlow, as we talked about before, Kyle Buckingham, and so on and so forth. All people like you who have similar strength will go super hard on the swim and super hard on the bike, and maybe be able to control the race a little bit in the front. So do you think, like, even we have people like of course, Cameron Worth, we have Magnus and the Norwegians there, that this strong group of like 7 or 8 guys, will they be able to stay at the front, do you think? Or
I think like Magnus will come to the front pretty
yeah.
fast because he was 2 minutes after us yesterday, and
Mm.
his swimming capacity is building every time. So I think
Yeah.
he's like 2 minutes before the Uber biker, the rest
Yeah.
of the Uber biker. So I think he will catch us like
Yeah.
maybe up for Javi.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but like. It depends on the wind also. I've been
Yeah.
out there riding like to Vaikaloa, and
Yeah.
like 5 minutes after, the wind is picking up.
Mm.
So you have like a headwind. So it depends so much on the wind, and also like how hard are the guys going in front who is willing to do the job. Because like when we are 12 meters apart,
Yeah.
if you are in like the sixth man in that pack, you are doing like 50 watts less than the guy in
Yeah.
the front
Exactly.
if it's favorable winds.
Exactly. And also from the World Championship last year, a guy you know really well, Christian Høgenhav, he had an excellent swim yesterday. I think he did like 49 minutes, and also showed really great form in the last PTO race there. I think he became like 6th position. So
Yeah,
he could also maybe be a guy who will be able to ride up to the group.
yeah. Maybe him and Magnus will be close together,
Yeah.
and they have some firepower there.
Yeah. It's so excellent. But have you already been studying the weather forecast, or it's maybe impossible to say what it's going to look like? I mean, compared to, of course, we are really interested to see the wind and the heat a little bit. Do you have any feeling what we are looking into?
Not yet.
No.
No, it's changing pretty fast there. So
Mm.
yeah, it will be fun to see the women's race on
Yeah.
Thursday and see a little bit how the wind is then,
Yeah.
because it's not changing so much for 2 days.
Yeah.
But like yeah, it have been some days with wind now from like yeah before. I come here for like 2 weeks ago, and then
Yeah.
it was not so much wind, so the wind have been picking up
Yeah. But you
straight amount
prefer
of.
you'll prefer a windy day, right?
Yeah, of course, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
I'm a stronger biker, so yeah, and small bike riders and
Yeah.
good runners will have some
Yeah.
yeah
They
problems
will
on
have to
the.
to struggle a little bit there.
Yeah.
So Kailua Kona, this little town where everything is taking place, there's not been a race there for 3 years. So when you came back, does everything look exactly the same, or has much changed up with the setup and stuff like that? If you can, is there something in particular that had? All right, they have really changed that. That's a big thing here. You can talk about it a little bit.
Like the pool here in Kona
Yeah.
is open again, but
Yeah.
they have so much problem with like employees. They don't
Okay.
have enough employees here on the island, so
All right.
they have been like closed it down. Like they said, like they have open in the mornings and the evenings or the afternoons, but they have been closing the afternoon time because of the employees is not here.
Okay.
So like. Yeah, when we have talked about like in stores and stuff like that, they can just close. Like, yeah, we don't have any employees, and then they are just closing the store and stuff like that. So that's a little bit different from last
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
like a
So
COVID
what
effect.
I propose to do, the friends and family of the athletes, they should of course take a part-time job opening the pool, be lifeguards, and help you guys out. And then
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I think like I counted like half of the guys, 50%, never raced Kona before. So it's going to be completely new.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope they have had a meltdown in the training so they know the heat
Yeah,
before, because like if you don't have like this struggle in the training before, you don't have the fear of the
yeah,
island. Like yeah, I had one session, a long session. I meltdown
yeah, yeah.
pretty bad. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like the fear of the island because of the heat and
Mm.
like the pacing strategy and stuff like that. So
Mm.
yeah, it will be fun to see how many we will yeah, have a breakdown on the
Yeah,
race day. So
exactly. When we talked a little bit about before some of the stronger guys on the swim and the bike, a guy I did mention was actually the other Swedish guy, Robert Kalin, who is
mm,
a bit similar. Maybe he doesn't swim up to your ability, but he's super strong on the. So he will maybe be like 1 minute down on the swim, and then he will very likely ride up. Have you guys been training a little bit or talked about the race or?
no, not so much. He's
Okay,
staying out in Vaikaloa, so I've not seen
okay,
him yet.
okay.
So yeah, but like Robert is really strong, guys,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think he has like the similar problem as me, as in
yeah,
the heat, because like yeah, the weather in Sweden and Norway and Denmark is not
yeah,
most favorable if you're not in camp all year
yeah.
long as
Exactly.
the Norwegian guys. So yeah, we need to pace ourselves
Yeah.
good so we can have a good race there.
Two Vikings coming along. Are you also? I don't know. Do you have the newest Fusion product, the newest suit there? Or are you trying anything completely new, anything completely secret on race day that you are excited to test out on Queen K?
No, I'm using this POC helmet still, like the orange helmet.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you can see me like from so far away. So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
like the perfect color to see me. But
yeah, yeah,
like
exactly.
in Texas, I almost got hit on the race day 2 times with a car. And now when I have this helmet, everybody sees me. So
Yeah, yeah.
oh, there is a fast guy.
Uh, that,
Don't
that
hit him.
that's very clever.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine who said, "All right, we have to settle this. Does what we call it smartness, or in Danish lirons, does that beat aerodynamics? So it means are you allowed to look super stupid if it's super fast, or should it be the other way around?"
Yeah.
But he didn't talk about safety, and I think
No,
safety
no.
first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always like if you can stay injury free, that's a good sign. But
Exactly.
also, yeah, yeah.
You said something really important there about safety and injury. Do you? Of course, you can't reveal it. People should allow it, but I always have the sense that in race week, a lot of not a lot, but a bunch of guys announce that they can't race anyway. They take a chance, they roll the dice, show up, and say, "Okay, I wasn't able to race." Do you have a feeling that some of the guys who are still on the start list will not race on Saturday, or there's a
Of,
bit of rumors?
I didn't hear any rumors, but of
Okay.
course, like
Yeah.
a couple of guys will get sick. A couple of guys have some injury on like the run and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it will be always like of the 51 guys on the start line now, maybe it's like five who has something
Yeah.
before the race. So yeah, and then it's the race day and nail everything there. So
Exactly.
so yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm,
I
mm.
will let you get on with your day. Yes, I will edit this video, and I wish you all the best there. Hope you don't have an epic meltdown. I think you could be a top 10 guy there if you and the other guys get away on the bike, and stay strong, mate.
Thank you so much.